the art of Patricia Barber and those postmodern blues and all those little aesthetics and images and visuals floating by. Patricia Barber opens the Dakota Bar and Grill Monday the 21st, that's coming up, and plays through the 22nd with her good colleagues. She's on the line in Chicago, and just a quick note, Sundays and Mondays, as a rule, she's at the Green Mill in Chicago. I don't know if she continues that or not. Is that right, Patricia?
Oh, yeah, I'm there every time I'm home. It's 5 minutes away from my house, so we play there every Sunday, Monday when we're in Chicago.
Which leads me to this question. You work in this kind of environment, in a variety of club settings where pianos are out of tune.
Mm-hmm.
And the line of sight between you and the audience is a little less than glorious. If you were to design a club and its environment and be in charge, what would you do architecturally and acoustically?
Oh, well, I would probably...
And you have a budget.
Oh, let's see, yes, I was just going to say. Well, I guess I would make the stage as big as I possibly could, and have a nice piano. There are great jazz clubs out there. They're designed well, and there are a few.
Which one has given you good pleasure and the effect that you shoot for?
They're also different. I would say, the Jazz Standard in New York has a great setup. They have great lighting, sound, piano, nice presentation, but the room itself has such a heavy, expensive cover charge and kind of a heavy vibe to it that it's not my favorite. Blues Alley in Washington, D.C. is very nice. I like a little bit more of the relaxed clubs. The Dakota's very nice. It's just a kind of a skinny rectangular stage.
Give you enough elbow room?
Well, it doesn't have quite enough room, but that I'm used to that. If that's all I have to complain about, I'm doing fine.
Do you have any desire to run a club and stage?
I used to. I did right before this record. Since then, I have drastically changed my mind because I'm working so much that when I'm not working, the last place I want to be is in a jazz club.
Well, how can you create and compose?
Yeah, I need to. I bought a farm outside of Chicago in Michigan, and that's where I like to be now if I'm not working.
Is that good environment for stimulating the muse?
It is, because it's quiet and peaceful, yes. Yeah.
One needs that in this day and time.
Yeah.
In this postmodern time.
Yes, I think so.
As we speed down to the year 2000.
Right.
Millennium bound, who knows where?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Are you going to write about our challenges ahead?
Well, I think I addressed that on Modern Cool. And I'm composing for a new record, but, and I'm sure that will be a concern of mine. I'm always concerned about the culture, or lack of, I write about, what I happen to be thinking about, and love and loneliness and society. They're all part of the music.
And you constantly keep your finger on that pulse.
Well, how can you not? Unless you isolate yourself, which I may well do in some years.
Please don't run away. Keep pumping your psyche into this medium.
Oh, well, I will for a while.
As far as your career is concerned and what it's about, you've stated it in a way. Care to go further into what it's all about?
What, my career?
Yes, and your objectives, your art, and.
Well, I would say my heart lies in composition now, really, truly, and that's what I am looking forward to. That's what gets me up in the morning. And the performance is an essential part of that because I need to communicate the compositions. But I would really like to think of myself as a composer, a jazz composer for the times, maybe, for this period of time and speaking to our time. And it's been a long time since the jazz repertoire has had some fresh fresh material, since the 40s, really. And I'm certainly going to give that my best effort to infuse the jazz vocal repertoire with some new material.
Well, I wish you lots of good stimulation, inspiration, and peace and goodwill in that composing environment, in that farm and out of the urban center location. Yeah,
Well, thank
that's
you.
a long, involved sentence.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Just one postscript. Kurt Elling is in the same home base area, Chicago. Do you two ever cross paths?
We do. He works in the same club I do, and it's really close to my house. So when he's in town, I'll walk over on a Wednesday night and say hello and have a drink, and we'll chat. Or he comes into my gig on Sunday, Monday. So we do speak, I would say, relatively often.
Well, the two of you have such a deep sense of commitment, and also this wonderful scholarship and development in parallel. I wondered if you had a lot to say to each other.
Well, we do chat quite a bit. We chat about everything from the music to the actual business of the music, and try to put our heads together to to find some solutions.
Oh, those solutions.
Yeah.
Must touch on that. You seem to be in control of your materials and the medium, and you self-publish.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's the way, isn't it?
Well, that's what Kurt and I talk about sometimes. Yes, but I have been as stubborn as it gets, which would explain why I think in some part that I am less well known and have been for many years, because I would not hand over either the artistic control of my records or the production of my records or the publishing. And you have to understand in the inside economics of the music business, if you're not handing over some of those things, you're not giving enough people ways to make money from you that they won't be interested enough, if you can try and understand what I'm saying.
And I suppose you're saying the message is much more important than the return.
Well, it's a very, very difficult line to walk for any artist, and I think any artist, not just musicians, but any artist, but especially musicians, because in the business, if you don't hand over huge percentages of what it is that you are potentially can earn, nobody will take up your cause. So you can be an independent artist, and then you're frustrated because your music is not reaching enough people. In my case, I just held out absolutely as long as I could, and Modern Cool did very well. So people rather sort of came to me at that point, but not every artist can hold out as long as I did.
Well, here's to you, your courage and your discipline and your art, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday and Tuesday of next week at the Dakota Bar and Grill, Bandana Square, St. Paul, Minnesota, with Minneapolis just across the river.
Right. Well, great. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on this digital journal, and just wish you the very best.
Thanks so much.
Keep strong.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye-bye.